Start recording. Let me rename it out of respect. And this will be Team Peps versus Twisted Minds. Who's in my fantasy? I'll show you my fantasy team while I'm while we're jibber jabbering. Right. So used to work with this guy at the cinema. His name was Liam. I don't think that's doxing. And he was telling me about his dad. And his dad is an engineer. So to be an engineer, you need a certain level of intelligence. You need to be a smart man, right? So at one time, Liam's dad, he's at home. It's while his son, they have like 2 sons, 1 daughter. That's not important. But he's at home by himself. Wife and the kids are out. Just found his home address. Shit. My apologies to Mr. Liam and his father. So, as an engineer, you'd be surprised. Well, so Liam's dad, he's having a shit. He has a shit, and then I can turn it down. He has a shit, and then disaster strikes. No toilet roll. No toilet roll. Not just no toilet roll in the bathroom, no toilet roll in the house. So he's looking around for the answer. What's the solution here? No toilet roll. What would you do in this situation? Now, what Liam's dad decides to do is he's looking around, trying to find an answer. And then, inspiration. A light bulb goes off in this engineer's head as he casts his eyes to the window and he sees his curtains. The curtains to the bathroom window. So, he goes over to the curtains. He wipes his ass. His ass is clean. He washes his hands. But obviously, this is not the end of his problems, right? Because now, well, there is no longer shit on his ass. There is shit on his curtains. And the wife and kids are coming home soon. And we can't have shit on the curtains when the wife and kids come home, can we? So, what's the solution here? Again, we need to think. What would you do in this situation? There is shit on your curtains and you don't want your family, your kids to come home and see you should be wiped your shit on the curtains. So, again, he's a thinking man. So what does he do? He goes to the kitchen. He gets a pair of scissors. He cuts out the bit that is covered in shit and throws that piece away. So now there's just a hole in his curtains. Because it was covered in shit. Solved. There's always a solution if you keep thinking. Just keep thinking. Again, he was an engineer. So he's not... He's smart at certain things. But maybe not all things. Not even shortened, but just a whole. Exactly. No, it's. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying it's the best solution, but did it solve the problem? Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Why didn't he just take a shower? I don't know. I'm not saying it was the only solution, but it's the solution he chose. Why not get Nutella from the kitchen and cover around the shit with Nutella and blame it in the little blokes? I don't think it would have passed. I don't think it would have passed. But honestly, I think the hole was a good solution. Did he go and get more toilet roll afterwards, or did he leave it for someone else to make the same mistake? I don't know what his action was afterwards. I presume it was very much like a dust for hands off, like, that problem has been solved for the future. I imagine if you go to his house now, because this was a good while ago this happened. If you go to his house now, there's probably just... it looks like a colander, his curtains. He's had to cut out so many holes. I guess for more holes you cut in the curtains as well, inevitably what you have to do is the holes have to get higher and higher, increasing the difficulty level of the wipe. I mean, yeah, honestly, maybe the best toilet roll is actually curtains in terms of comfort and effectiveness. So maybe he was onto something and he's discovered something. Hold on, what am I looking for? Me personally, just don't shit. Thoughts on Magin? I've actually not watched any of their games, so I only saw... I guess and obviously in promotion relegation, Crocs was playing, so I'm just... I'm going to learn about him today. So the biggest worry is without Crocs... If you watched my power rankings video, you would have heard maybe a longer version of this. But essentially, I think Crocs is a player with X factor. I think he adds so much to the team in terms of his ability to lead, an in-game leader, make bold calls, make unpredictable calls, and just make it an absolute nightmare to play against that sort of team. So I think without that, they lose all of that. So I don't know how Magin is as a player. Maybe he's slightly better as individually in terms of ability on the heroes, in-game ability. But I don't know. I can't see him being able to match Crocs in terms of aura, essentially. So I think it's a downgrade, big picture for Frosttails. But we'll see how it translates, right? It's fair to say Crocs or Magin, regardless who their tank is, it was going to be a very tough, it's going to be a tough stage 2 for Frosttails, right? They're going to be scrapping it out either way. Scores check. Yeah, I think the second one's bugged. Wait, Toby, are you still around, Toby? Are you lurking? Lurking / actively here? Do you need the... How are you solving this problem last week? Do you need the in-game scoreboard from it? I can maybe tap up a man named Daniel. Yeah, hold on. Let me DM him quick before this one starts. Predictions are going to be closing soon, so get your predictions in if you have any Frosttail believers. Currently 3% of you. You got that scoreboard for map 3. Place it, bugs, Jason. Yeah, I'll let you know if Daniel replies, but I'm sure someone from TM will hook us up.
Round one.
Oh, all right. Locking in. Busan. It was a Freya band coming out second from Frosttails, which is a bit weird. Did Lubda play it much last week? In the game I watched, there was obviously still a lot of Lubda Sojin in play. Lubda's going to be immediately dead, though. Cass versus Sojin has been a bit of a split decision from Korea that we saw this morning. And the Cass comes out trumps here now. I know Unter is a big believer in the Cass over Sojin in this Orisa mirror. Lots of easy dinks onto this Orisa. See a couple of them right there. Magin's going to go down, though. And despite that early pick onto Lubda, Qadsiah still coming out on top. And it's going to be a forced disengage from Frosttails.
Send them back. Good to see you. Disrupting.
Full control of the choke. Interesting to note, Landon's actually on Elari here as well. So generally a slower, more open map mecha base. It's got these horrendous chokes, but the actual fight over the point is quite open and wide, which does favour Illari. It might be more the retakes that Qadsiah will struggle with, but maybe they can solve that with Sim. Honestly, the more I talk this comp through in my head, or out loud, I guess, this is not my head. You people are all real. This is a real-life, out-of-world experience. But I'm actually getting a bit of a believer in this comp. Ziad's going to get a pick on this choke, drop the Terror Surge, mainly just to survive/damage. It's a 1-for-1 trade only, though, as Pac is forcing point behind. And I guess that is one thing Qadsiah's comp will struggle with, is controlling that point. But Ziad, he will control this choke. So as much as they get in point pressure, there's no backup for Frosttails. And the Javelin downtown from Ziad. Checkmate will finish the job on that one. And Ziad will not let them through here. Simwall for the next fight as well. Containing this one. And Ziad, we knew him as the Diva guy, then we knew him as the Malga guy. Maybe we're going to start knowing him as the Orisa guy. A Ray in response to this high noon, the symbol so they can all peek it, so Kyo's going to have to slow it down. Ray does big Kitsune rush, so Frosttails have to concede the space, but now Ray advantage. Go-Go is ready to go-go. Chance to press this one round the corner, and Qadsiah, they're going to be forced to disengage. No Captive Sun, no Overclock to deal with, to mitigate any of this, so they just get through the choke, they get 2 kills, and Frosttails will get themselves back on point. It's going to be a dying on point exercise here for Qadsiah. Don't die, Kellex. Save your KD, for the love of God. I need every fantasy point. Pushing forward, looking for a few more kills, but Kyo not able to claim any of them. Actually, they get a late kill onto Checkmate here as well, so more bit of free time on the clock for Frosttails. They've got a Terror Surge to go within the next one. Choice now for Qadsiah. How do they do in this retake? Do they use the TP to try and cheat themselves out of one of these chokes? Maybe go right-hand side, TP away. For now, it looks like they want to go split, actually, but Pac is marking the side. It's on the right-hand side of your screen right now. Landon is trying to walk out there versus this Tracer. He has the Captive Sun, and he has the support of Lubda, and Lubda's going to take Kyo's head off. He's chased this Tracer away, and now Lubda has full control of the map. They've killed Go-Go in main, and Lubda's not even really got anything to shoot at. This Tracer is still behind. The turrets are causing him problems. Pac is going to keep running, gets out to the mini. Kiri TPs to him as well. There's a lot of players behind. Kellex is going to die again. Imagine will get traded. They have got control of a point, and Qadsiah are winning this fight, even though this Kiri Tracer is causing him a few problems behind. Ziad with a late kill there. Pac's trying to get in position for a later touch here, as Frosttails try and cling on to their chances on this mecha base. Pac goes for one more touch. Recall committed. Landon trying to camp that recall as well. Landon takes care of it. Captive Sun into this high noon. Oh, just managed to kill Landon. 1-for-1 trade only with no Zolts. Terror Surge on point. Doesn't find all that much really from Ziad, but he's good for the cleanup anyway. But player advantage is too significant. And Qadsiah are going to make it a quick first round here on Busan. As is my favourite bit about fantasy. All of a sudden, all these little moments matter. All these little moments matter. You know? Maybe you want, like, you might want Qadsiah to win, but maybe, like, I want Qadsiah to win, but I want Kellex to be the carry. Here is the scoreboard right now. 5k healing for Kellex. Nice that he gets to play Juno, actually. Cheeky 5k healing. 2 deaths. Checkmate on a 9-1. Ziad on a 10-1. Oh, fuck, Ziad's going to score so well again, isn't he? Alright. Sim TP out from both teams, and both teams are sticking it here, actually. It's going to be Juno Kiri versus Juno Illari, so in theory Landon has better damage over these range duels, but it's not really a range duel at all. It's just a big old scrap in the dojo area. Ziad's going to spin through, but it's Kyo with this opening pick once again on the cast. Now we can start putting more pressure on Ziad. They are forced to try and TP out. Checkmate's going to go backwards as well, conceding a bit of space right now. Qadsiah just want to maybe cut their losses. They get Lubda out of here as well. But Frosttails have a player advantage. They can maybe start forcing point, but Ziad spots an opportunity to go back in. They leave him on mark for a second. Now they respond. Magin is pushing him back right now. Ziad still has the fortify. Another spin available. Pushing back. That full beam Sim is doing so much. Magin on the back foot. All of a sudden, the Sim gets taken down. And that Sim kill is going to be crucial in these frontline fights here. If a Sim ever dies, or one Sim dies and the other lives, the ability to take over that frontline is going to be so powerful. Lubda hitting that rail, taking down Pac, makes all the difference there. It just allows Checkmate to become a pretty uncontested raid boss here. So in many ways, this will be this matchup will be decided by who can keep their Sim alive for longest. Q will be swapping onto the Sojin now, as Frosttails are going to TP left. They're going to go straight into Qadsiah here, so no fancy rotations or baits or fakes. Just straight on in, trying to get that beam charging for Ziad back. Ziad has the Terror Surge, so he's going to keep going. Pulls that Sim in. Sim is dead again. Both DPS taken out as they try and go through. Early Terror Surge advantage converted for Qadsiah. Kellex with a final blow. I mean, it's all eliminations that matter, but most importantly, Kellex has not died. That is the crucial bit. Qadsiah continue to play with authority and confidence here in this Orisa mirror. They are going to be at a slight old disadvantage. Worth noting as well, Ziad has gone for the Spear perk here. We see some Orisas go for the Shield perk into this, but it's going to be an early Captive Sun. It's going to get Suzu'd though, so Landon has a spot of bother. Healing Pilot in a bit of an awkward spot as the Ray comes out from Gogo. Much later Ray from Kellex has an Overclock combined with that one, so Lubda is going to start taking heads. There's a Terror Surge, but Lubda is pocketed through all of it. He's going to get Javelined, but Lubda's going to get pocketed through all of it. Just bursts him down. Another successful fight for Qadsiah. There is a player behind. Who is that? Is it the Sim? Where is Pat going? He's 10%, 2%, 1% away from wall. He's got the wall. Funny how Ults build like that. He's got the wall, but he is on an almighty flank right now. Means there's no TP to get him into rotation. He has to drop a Sim wall. He's hiding in the corner. Here comes Ziad. He hits the spear. Pac's not going to get the pocket. Now no Sim as we go into this final fight. Disaster now. Checkmate with a later wall of his own. He's going to TP in and start harassing. They've traded Landon, but the Sim advantage is significant. Checkmate needs to get this beam going. They can walk onto this Orisa next time Ziad has his cooldown. Ziad has his cooldowns. They can walk if they want. Here come the beam. Imagine is going to get obliterated here. Javelin in the sky. Of course Ziad nails that one. Terror Surge to finish the job. Kiwi's going to trade on Kellex? Come on! Trade Ziad instead, why don't you? Qadsiah will win. Kellex gets another death. But a comfortable one for Qadsiah. And I think maybe not too many surprises in the way this series is going, but feels like we might be in for another quick one. Qadsiah prediction coming through there. Ziad is so good. He bloody is, isn't he? All right, let's see. Let's close that one. Where... Frosttails. Woo! Right, generate match report. Processing data. All right, let's see it. All right, Ziad has dropped a big 1-0. Double digits from Ziad on that. He went 29 and 1. 29 and 1. A 7 for Lubda, 6.5 for Checkers, 4 for Kellex. I'll take that. 2 for Landon. Minuses across the board for Frosttails here. -5 for Gogo, -5.5 for Keo. -4 for Pack. Tough, tough. Man, I need to get Ziad in my fantasy team. Yeah, Gavin wanted Checkmate to get all the kills. Hammer, I don't know why I didn't put Checkmate on my team. I could have just done that. Yeah. Yeah. Ziad is the one I feel like I'm missing out on. He's cheaper as well than Kellen. Fuck. Maybe we'll tweak those prices. Ziad's new price, 50. I DC'd on one of the maps versus SSG last week. Would be able to manually add the scoreboard I had before I DC'd. Lost some good points. Yeah, if you've got the scoreboard, Painkiller, either DM it to Toby or DM it to me, and I can pass it on to Toby, and we can look at getting those scores corrected. Yeah, if any other players are watching and run into the same issue, just if you send us the scoreboard from, like, you know, the what's it called, match report in game, we should be able to correct things and get them added manually. It feels like as well, as much as I'm very grateful to Creed, it feels like you might not be getting that. I might not be getting that next X20 gifted, eh? It feels like Frosttail's map is not on the cards. We will be going to New Junk City. I don't know what Magin's hero pool is here. Is there a route through? Any Frosttail experts in the chat? Is there something Majin can play that is not the Orisa? Could they force Ziad onto something less comfortable? He's a diva player by trade. Yeah, I guess that's also good for Ziad. Creed is a believer. Creed holds strong. Turn off Ziad's electricity. Okay, now we're thinking. Sabotage. Need to try and ask for the Blizz devs. Yeah, I feel like that's more of like a... I know they're sometimes in Spilo's chat and stuff, but that would be like a really nice quality of life thing. I will go to Saudi Arabia and defend Ziad's power grid with my life. I'm excited for the battle in the streets outside the electricity station. It's not called an electricity station, is it? Power station? Power station. The electricity shop, where everyone goes to purchase their electricity. I'm a real person who lives in the real world, and I know a name of real things in the real world. Thank you, B Man United for the 14 months Prime. Thank you very much. Where are we going? Sorry. So, New Junk City Pred. Great shout. Remember, I'm flying the ship solo today, so you guys are going to have to be all the co-pilots and remind me of the 80 things I forget to do. Maybe I should even add the match title out of respect to the stream title. You rock up to the transform, you see a bunch of people with quiz head shirts on and spears standing guard. It will not fall. Amplify with 2 Koreans. Go on, I'll buy. Which 2 Koreans did they get? Sung-eun. Who's the other Korean? Emolga? Right? It's a Mulga, right? How have they managed this? Just to play in Face It Masters? Alright. I mean, good for them. Why not, mate? Get more Koreans in Face It Masters. Why not? Buy low, sell high? Maybe, yeah. I mean, yeah, they're not the highest profile Koreans by any means, right? But, wait, I've just seen the apply tweet. Alright, I'll show you guys after. I'll just tell you what it says, so we don't miss any of the action. Let me close for Preds. So the apply tweet... He's saying Yubi has tread on his fantasy team. Match fixing allegation for fantasy points are in play. But we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that controversy when we get to it. Slowly but surely turning into the Valorant Tier 2 scene in North America. Frost Sales vote. Going to continue for Cass. Lubta is playing for Freya. Excited to see this. Checkmate playing Sombra as well. So Qadsiah and Junkbuck, they are following the lead of the Koreans this morning. Xian has ran in and killed Kyo as well. The hack comes through and Checkmate's going to try and get out of that one. Wall from Pat comes through. Javelin gap right there. And Xian's going to get that one off. They'll win this trade. They'll win first point. He should be able to get a few late kills here as well. Checkmate deals with Gogo. Trying to wall himself out, but Ziad is on the hunt. He wants more. He has another spear if he can find it. Just beams down Pack. Sends him back to spawn. And look at this Terror Surge gap as well. My God. Ready to drop an early one is Ziad. Might even have an early bowler to combine with that as well. And Frosttails, they have the Suzu, they nearly have a Kitsune Rush, but it can still be tough, and it might not even get to that. Lubda wins that duel with Kyo round the corner. And Qadsiah well and truly in control on New Junk City as well. Thank you, Ymir. Securing top 1,000. I mean, honestly, there's so many rosters. Top 1,000 isn't even that bad. EMP early from Checkmate lands on. No chance for that beat to come out. I didn't even see the Kitsune Rush either. I was a little bit distracted by the sun. But big picture, small picture, it's all shaping up to be an Qadsiah victory. That's going to be a very quick first point. Cap goes through. All the ults for Qadsiah outside of that EMP now. Frosttails are going to swap onto a Sombra of their own. May Experiment dead. Everyone leaning into the Sombra a lot more due to its the nature of its better matchup into the Freya. Kyo's going to get an opening pick onto Landon. We can work with that, maybe, if we're Frosttails. Chance to go forward. Bowler comes out, but they lose Majin. As he goes for that, he's pulled in by the Terror Surge. Gogo's going to go down. No chance to get that beat off in response. And just when they find a bit of opening magic to get themselves into that point, just responded with dominantly from Qadsiah. Can you rush Jax? Yeah. It's really hard. There's like a really small window of timing. Most of the time, what you see is kind of similar to Ray, where the Kitsune Rush of a Ray will go down, but the Kiriko or Juno die right afterwards. Like, that happens quite a lot. You can Jax it, though, same as Ray. It's just quite hard. I might have just not seen it as well, because I was, I was locked out, which is par the course for the stream. Back in control of the high ground, Qadsiah. Ziad's actually down to half HP, so a chance to walk a little bit here for Majin. Captive Sun comes out, eaten by Majin, happy with that one. Hack comes through onto Ziad. Terror Surge dropped by Majin as well. Lots of damage, but no kills just yet. Ray in response. Kellex is going to drop onto the low ground. The beat did come out from Gogo in response to this, but Ray is better. They convert a kill onto Kiwi, which is the main source of healing gone. And they are pushing all the way through. Gogo is going to trade Kellex. Stop trading Kellex. Can we get more pocket going, Landon, please? Stop trading Kellex. Another successful fight for Qadsiah. The touch is going to be... it's just going to be impossible, really. I don't know where Pack is. Maybe he can get the touch, but it's going to be so scuffed coming back in. They might be wiser just to save it from this last one. They are all here now. Need their Sombra to get in position. 5% to go. Pack is running for it. They will go for this. EMP on point. They just go for it. He's just going to solo EMP for Sombra. Takes Checkmate out of the game. That's no EMP for Qadsiah as well. It's a good decision from Pack, but they lose Gogo on the way in. Kitsune Rush from Kiwi. Drop down and Suzu. They're taking the Orisa battle right now. Terror Surge nearly available for Ziad. Kyo's won the duel. Terror Surge for Ziad. No chance to use it. That bowler was all over him. And Frosttails, they do win the fight. They do get back into it. Great EMP by Pack. I was a little bit nervous about if they'd have the time, or if they would just save it. But Pack spots Checkmate on point. Takes that solo EMP, converts the fight, did use a lot for that Frosttails. So they've got a chance, but now they have to deal with an EMP Terror Surge retake, which can be a pretty brutal combo. But, alright, Kyo wins the duel with Lubda. We can work with that as well. More time off the clock, a chance to build up to a couple of these ultimates. Really only the Terror Surge they're likely to get. I mean, if Kyo can get maybe this bonus as well, there's a chance to maybe get a bowler Terror Surge going. But they need more time still. Checkmate's coming back into position as well. He's just walking with his team right now. I think he just wants to EMP the front line when he sees the opportunity. He's going to stealth and go through right-hand side right now. All eyes on this Orisa. You can see what Checkmate wants to do. Suzu has been forced out. Javelin there. Checkmate tries to TP away. Does live. Terror Surge in to finish that kill. Now the hack onto Gogo. But no Terror Surge for Majin. They've got that tank pick. They need something right now, Frosttails. They need their DPS, but Lubda gets the better of Kyo this time. And they'll get easy clean up. Kellex gets traded again. Qadsiah win the fight. They'll only lose one player. It's a Kellex. 2 rounds for Qadsiah. Chatter trying to boost Checkmate. Terror Surge coming back for Majin now. They'll have the Bowler to combo with it. They can even Kitsune Rush to take the space initially on point as well. Qadsiah, they've really just got kind of kill ults here, right? They could EMP, Captive Sun with it as well. Powerful combos still to be used for Qadsiah. They've got the early position as well. So a decision for Frosttails, how they want to approach this. Are they going to try and come through left? They're kind of just walking through main, slightly split push. Early is Kitsune Rush. Zuzu comes through actually, so that Captive Sun is going to hit. TP away from it. Pylon to try and pocket everyone underneath. Don't let Kellex get traded. They eat the Bowler, and now the Terror Surge from Majin's pretty big. Oh, they get Kellex. Ziad trades it out though. Kyo's still good for 2. Sombra in the air. Pack has the EMP if he needs it, but Kyo is just cleaning up. Sombra in the back means Lupta can't win this duel either. And they're able to clean it up off the back of that Terror Surge. Again, another opportunity for Checkmate to use the EMP that he can't find. Frosttails will get the first cap this time. Coming back with the Ray here. It's EMP versus EMP as well. But obviously, if Kellex can get the Ray off and he can get moving forward, the EMP's impact can be very much mitigated by that. Very split approach right now from Frosttails. It's sort of a 2-2-1. Checkmate's going to TP onto the front line there, but he gets EMP'd. He gets taken down again. Checkmate holding onto this EMP. He won't give it up for love nor money. Beat now from Gogo comes out. Ray in response from Kellex. Terror Surge combo with that one for Ziad. The Bowler goes out. Kyo gets traded for it, though. They're still staying alive in the Ray. Both Orissas are very low. Majin on the back foot. He's getting forced out. He'll get finished off. Looking for the Javelin. The flip does go through, so Kiwi's just going to have to die. Reset. Or maybe TP's out, actually. Either way, they concede for point. Qadsiah, they still have this EMP. Nearly another Captive Sun or a Bowler to combo with it as well. Just that moment of cooldowns not being available makes that Bowler really guaranteed to land. Kiwi's going to have Kitsune Rush for this next push, though. They keep retaking through main here rather than one of the sides. A bit easier to get onto the point from one of the sides with the Kitsune Rush. We've seen Kiwi have to drop it slightly early on his previous Kitsune Rush on this point. But they very much seem committed to coming through main right now. Majin trying to poke a little bit of space in. Bowler comes out. Suzu's use of a Kitsune Rush again. Early to come through the choke. They deep peek it. Eaten Captive Sun again, actually. So they've dealt with both of the ults. Nares checkmates EMP finally. Have they lived this as well? Not quite. Checkmate finds one. They're also low as well. Trying to bodyguard, but Ziad wants to walk past. He's a little bit exposed, though. They deal with all 3 of these ults. They weather the storm, Frosttails. They clean it up. They'll be able to flip the point back in their direction. The flip is crucial, though, as it gives Qadsiah another chance. Checkmate doing a bit of spawn tech to come back quicker. And we'll just be committing to Tracer from this fight to help with the touch. But Frosttails, they have the Terror Surge. The EMP is not far behind either. And a chance to get around on the board. Checkmate will get the initial touch, though. Will duck out underneath. 1 second until he has recall. But Checkmate can keep this touch going for a while, I think. Ziad's going to get the next one. Terror Surge in main from Majin. Damage onto the Alari, but no kill. It's a 1-for-1 trade. That's not good for Frosttails. Ziad has now got himself stabilized on point. The touch is secured. He's trying to clean up these players as well. Frosttails need their DPS to go. The EMP comes through. Pack only 1 kill with it. Kiwi's good for a second, though. The Freya is still in. Ziad is so low. Kyo takes care of 1. It's a 3v1. Checkmate can't do anything about this. He's just going to preserve his life, I think. Getting chased out by Gogo. Frosttails reclaim the point. Get around on the board. Not out of it yet. I'll see if Checkmate swaps here as well. He is going to die, so a perfect opportunity to swap back onto the Sombra will be equal EMP charge if he swaps as well. Quick scoreboard check. We can see 11k for both of main healers, which is essentially Kellex and Kiwi in this one. Get some points, Kellex. Lots of deaths on either side. Some extreme ones on Gogo. We might be in for a minus of the result of this. Ziad's still looking good. 25 and 4 KD. Good time to be an Orisa player, hey? Checkmate 6 for Tracer. Bowler comes out from Kyo. He dies for it, but ends up being a 1-for-1 trade. Double support ult available for Frosttails if they want to keep going into this fight right now, and they really should. 4v4 situation, no reason to go back. Ziad's going to try and disengage this as the Kitsune Rush comes out. No rate to match, actually, but the beat over the top from Gogo catches all 4 players that remain alive. Terror Surge from Ziad doesn't find all that much either. Looking for the Javelin in all of this. They've dealt with the Tracer. They've neutralized the Pulse Bomb threat. They're chasing out this Sombra right now, but they're going back to deal with the kills. They dealt with Lander behind. Hack onto point for Ziad now as well. He's going to get obliterated. And Frosttails are going to claim the first cap again. And yeah, I mean, the obvious thing to look at in this situation is it was Sim and Diva ban, right? So this Orisa version of the mirror, and Landon really committing to the Alari in this. compared to, say, the Brig, which is what we would see more often. He will have another captive son. A couple of these have been eaten so far as well. Landon really needs to start finding a bit more value out of these ult traits. Qadsiah do have the ults for this retake here. Bowler, captive son, pulse bomb. All kind of individual ults, but all ults that can convert kills. Checkmate's getting marked out now as well. And that health pack is hacked up as well. And that's going to limit him. And it's eaten again. Imagine. Also hungry. Third captive son, I think that is eaten. And Ziad's going to die as a result while they try and go for that swing. And Frosttails, they're in a great position. They want to get these kills a little bit late if they can. Make the touch really hard. 1 HP, reloading. Kyo needs to get this kill if he can. Trying to fly out, misses the bolt, had one shot, misses his opportunity. There isn't a Lari here. They are pinging him like crazy. Get back under cover, Landon. They all know you're there. They're trying to re-push back. 5 seconds or 5% left, rather, to try and get this touch. Landon's going to try and swing. Takes a lot of damage. 1 HP, but Lubta peeks at the same time, but they can't touch. It's tied up 2-2. Frosttails have 4 ults in the bank. Get your wallet ready, Creed. Late kill onto Magin. It won't be that impactful. Both teams are going to be able to reset and come fight for this final D point.
Hello there.
4 ults for Frosttails, nearly a beat as well. They've got the ults to really convert this final point. Qadsiah, points about to unlock. They're trying to get the first cap here. They will be able to contest it in time, though, Frosttails. Eyes on Pack. Where is he with this EMP? There is the EMP onto Checkmate. Just a solo EMP. One and done. Takes care of Checkmate. Second time it's happened to him. Kitsune rush on points. Ziad's going to take a lot of damage. Bowler from Lubta finds nothing meaningful. Bowler from Kyo finds something very meaningful. That's the backline dead. They use quite a bit there. 3 ults invested in exchange for 1. Expensive way for Frosttails to win the fight. Now they're going to have to rely on the Terror Surge and the B. Qadsiah have a Terror Surge Ray, which in theory should be a more powerful combo because of the damage boost that the Ray provides to the Terror Surge, but they have to be able to get it off. In reality, it's going to come down a lot more to which Terror Surge catches more high-value targets in it. Maybe high-value targets that don't even have a cooldown to escape. Kiwi Suzu will be pivotal in this as well, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. And Bard, Magin's taken so much damage here, has to be careful. Checkmate's going to reposition. Is a beat push coming out first to try and force these Terror Surge over the top from Magin. They kill Kennex. They didn't have the Ray. They seal the fight. They need to lose this one quickly. Now Qadsiah get a trade onto Gogo. Wait, Landon gets one. Maybe they need to lose it quickly. Maybe they can scrap it out. Ziad nearly has the Terror Surge. Lubta has the Bowler. He's walking onto point right now. Magin needs help. He's half HP. He backs up into cover. They're just playing for cap right now. Spear comes through onto him, but full pocket from Landon on the high ground. And they've not been able to convert this beat. Terror Surge still on the point. Ziad is half HP. They clean them up. It's going to be a flip, and Qadsiah are going to get the flip without spending a single penny. 5 ults in the bank as they flip it here. And the opportunity, it goes Qadsiah's way now. 5 ults to close this out. They can't afford to lose a fight. But they've got the ults. They need 2 fights. They have time to take a fight, lose a fight, and come back with ult advantage. Pack is 30% off EMP as well, which can just turn things. We've seen him shut down people before they get a chance to use their ults. For now, Frosttails, they dip their toes on Captive Son from Landon. Oh, the spear! He takes him out of the sky. The trade, though. 1-for-1 trade. Kitsune rush on point. Kellex matches with the Ray. Looking for a spear opportunity. Boops someone in here. Actually booping them all in. Terror Surge from Ziad to try and turn the kills. We're up to 56%. They have to be careful here. We're getting dangerously close to last fight, but Frosttails, they think they can win it. Pulse Bomb goes onto the Orisa. Imagine it's trying to survive. EMP over the top. Checkmate trades it out. No Orissa's left on the field. It's just going to be a dogfight. Bowler comes through from Kyo. Doesn't look like we found a connect, though. Checkmate is chasing down this Sombra. Here comes Gogo with the peel. 3 people for Checkmate to deal with. He's doubling down. He's trying to live. Landon is back on Kiri. He's pushing up. Kyo can't find any of the kills. It's going to be an absolute scrap. Magin is back on the hazard for this. They're pushing it. Kennex falls. Lubta falls. Frosttails are on the verge right now. Checkmate gets one more touch. Landon is half HP. TP's away. Kiwi is 16 HP. Just hide. No, Landon's killed too. Landon is coming up. Trumps on the Kiri. Now he's got the Sombra to deal with. A third for Landon. Suzu's the spear as well. And somehow, someway, Landon has dragged Qadsiah back into this. Magin is 1 HP on point. Nowhere to go. Qadsiah are going to clutch it out. They will win New Junk City. But Jesus Christ, was that close. How on earth did they recover that? I thought it was gone after that EMP. Checkmate lives. Landon comes back on the Kiri. One fight on Kiri and he does it. Woo. Well, let me cash in these Preds. For 98%. There was almost... Oh, wait. The Pred's already done. Thank you, mods. Oh, is that you, Panda? Oh, my God. All right. Should we see some numbers? Oh, thank you, Panda. Appreciate it. Sorry, somebody asked an actual Overwatch question from the realist Jojo. What type of maps do you think Hazard excels on the most? I don't understand when he is optimal, really. So you want a map that has high ground, typically, but not extreme high grounds with big verticality or big open spaces. So if we use some maps as examples, Gibraltar, Dorado, too big for the most part, quite difficult for Hazard. Winston, even Diva can be more optimal, or Ball or something. Can be more optimal there. You don't want the map to be particularly flat, because then ground tanks like Malga or Ram end up being a bit better value. So you want stuff that has like a bit of high ground, but not too much. I think King's Roads are probably a pretty decent example. I think Route 66 can be quite good for it as well. Even second points may be on the verge of slightly too big. But Route 66, I think probably a good example of sort of the right distances you're working with. Oh. Toby, if you're listening. Ah, thanks, Jojo. Thanks as well, Arthur. I feel like Thursday when I did the VOD review, I felt like it was actually just like, I was kind of out of it. It was like, I couldn't remember how to do my job. Friday felt like I couldn't really do the job either. I felt like I was like off really with Unter in terms of like when I was coming and going. But this morning felt pretty smooth, and I feel like I've got my groove back, if I say so myself. Sorry, Toby, if you're listening, Astro says he's gone out already. A quick win the game and pop out for Astro. But he says KSA might have it. I'll drop KSA a DM. Maybe I'll DM UV as well. Someone will have it. Oh, sorry, it bugged on... All right, where are we going? Stats. Wait, can we get... I don't think we can get them from replay. Hold on. Wait, let me show the stats while I do this. Toby, if you're listening, we can't get them from replay, right? Do we need the actual match report screenshot? No, replay doesn't work. The
time to gamble with less than 10% chances.
Thank you, Faisal KM. Is a choice. Do you go for the great economic reset, or do you go... Wait. No way it's bugged again. Face it? No way, face it. Ah, it's all right. We'll add it to the list. All right. What we'll have to do next, what we'll start doing, right? If someone can just... Oh, yeah, I was going to show you the apply tweet. Oh, wait, no, we talked about it already, didn't we? I read it out to you guys. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, sorry, it was the other way around. Tread has Yubi on his fantasy roster. It was Tread fixing for points. Bastard. Oh, yeah, that doesn't work because that's 100% a Twitter link. Oh, wait, is it someone's scoreboard? Yeah, we're still just going to get the one by. Get the stat breakdown on the tweet. How many fantasy points did Apply score for this tweet? Should we do fantasy Twitter? But it would just be the likes and retweets you get score you points. Sorry, what are you saying, Tom? You're a Palace fan? Oh, congratulations, Tom. Actually, really happy. Great result for that Palace. An FA Cup? Could you call that one at the start of the season? Really happy with that. Not missed all that much, really. We've had a couple of close maps mixed in here, but really, it's Twisted Minds really dominated Peps. And Qadsiah, I mean, that was actually a nail-biter of a New Junk City, to be fair, but first map was a blowout. We're going over to Arena Sappy now. And it feels like people still on the Qadsiah boat. Ilari again for Landon. Surely he's not sticking it, is he? The Ilari experiment really felt like it ran into some problems on that New Junk City. Kellex is going to be playing the Kiri as well, not a hero I've seen all too much from Kellex here, but should score him more points on fantasy as long as he doesn't get traded. So I'll take it. Going to be more Orisa. Going to be Sim from Checkmate as well. Pack will be on the Tracer. A little bit nicer matchup into the Ilari to some degree. But really, the Kiri Lucio version functions a little bit differently. It really is much more brawl heavy. With Pack playing a bit of a more independent role, where Qadsiah are a little bit more side fighty, a slower brawl, if you will. They just want to get Checkmate charged up and win through the front line, but Frosttails have the ability to go past the front line. Be a little bit more dynamic with their movement. But nothing dynamic about that as Keo just gets shut down by Checkmate. Still peeking around. Lander's going to help with that side fight. Forces him back, trying not to get traded. Pack is half HP behind. 1 bar of HP behind, actually. Landon wants to push this one, hunting him down. But they've already dealt with everyone else. Landon won't get the final blow. Lubter will do it. Actually, smart there. I don't think we've seen too much of it so far. But I think in general, obviously because of the passive for Freya, where she gets a 25% ult boost when she gets 3 final blows. Leaving these late kills for your Freya is important. Boost her ult charge. Keo has a bowler ready to go, dropping that bowler at the choke just onto the Orisa, so Ziyad will just tank that one in the face. Chance for Keo to swing a little bit here. Sentinels take aim at arrows, bolts rather, sorry, in the direction of Landon, but he sends some of the way of Checkmate as well. Kitsune rush to try and turn the fight. Bowler coming out. Suzu is there, but Margin still takes a lot of damage, actually. Forced all the way back. Captive Sun over top. A 3-person beat to turn the fight. Survives for Captive Sun damage, but Landon is just in the sky. Pulse Bomb comes out now as well. Not enough to confirm the kill. Landon lands just in the nick of time. They try and turn the fight with double support ult Frosttails, but they fail. That Kitsune rush and beat timing. These are the big ults where they should be able to run over Qadsiah. A huge missed opportunity for Frosttails, and now they are going to be very much on the ropes for these next fights. They are pushing into a Terror Surge. They are going to be pushing into a Sim Wall very soon. They've nearly got a Terror Surge of their own, but imagine still a while away. Qadsiah in the driving seat. Can take this fight at their leisure, can kill Magin at their leisure as well, and that was all too easy. Bit of a TP harass, and Frosttails, it's a fall over situation, unfortunately. Now walking forward, looking for these stagger kills, and we are in full cap territory. Honestly though, if you want fantasy points, we don't want a short map, we want a long map. A longer map, please. Let Kellex do get some more limbs and healing. Ziyad with a bit of showboating right now. They know how comfortable they are. Let them just spawn camp them for a while, Alcad. Don't cap. Don't cap. Get me more points. Terror Surge and Sim Wall still available for Qadsiah. They've nearly got their support ults to go. They'll kick it off with the Sim Wall. Margin has the Terror Surge. The damage will go through the Sim Wall, remember, so he has an opportunity, but he's biding his time. He's known there's more ults to come. Here they come, moving away from that Terror Surge. Doesn't find all that much at all. Keo goes down. Javelin onto Keo. Forces him back. Orissa's will be button heads. He has taken a lot of damage. Terror Surge to live. Captain Sun over top. Forces for TP. Kitsune rush. Everything used to invest into Ziyad. Make sure he lives that one. Don't cap just yet. Get a few more points. Let Kellex hit some kills. Keo's back on the window. They found 2 trades for DPS. Now on point. Pack is holding it down on the Sojin. He needs so much help. Here comes Gogo. Pack dies now, but here comes for Orisa. Magic can take over the touch. They just need time for the spawns. Gogo desperately trying to live. Magin is booped off point. He gets back on point. He's killed Lubter as well. Another spear. Akiriko. The map will continue for now. The spawn advantage is too strong. Kellex, play your KD. Oh, fuck. More time. Keo's emergency Widow swap. But we get more time in the server, which means more chance to score points, which is good. Pack has the overclock for this one, and they're sticking with the double hit scan here. Well, double long range DPS. It's a flank from Pack as well with this overclock. Looking for checkmate, takes him down. Have lost Gogo on the other side of things. Oh, tasty shot from Pack. What a collateral. Destroys him. Lupta will get the late trade, but Pack has more than done his job with that overclock. Tasty flick from Pack. The robot, guys. Move the robot. Turn off the forward sports. Come on, I know we're a long way behind, but it's not over yet. We've still got 5 minutes, and we've got a beat. We've nearly got a Terror Surge. We've got ult advantage. Get your head in the game. Checkmate's gonna get a kill on Keo. He's made the swap onto Tracer, trying to harass these longer range DPS as much as possible. We'll be playing, I imagine, a lot with Kellex in that situation and allow Lander to take over some of the sort of pocket duties on the Orisa. They're forcing Majin back right now. Suzu just trying to save Majin's life. Checkmate is chasing it. Checkmate is good for the kill as well. And Qadsiah are taking it right back to Frosttail's spawn. Frosttails have all the ults. They just need to not get staggered out. But Ziad, he wants to stagger them out. He's going all the way. Terror Surge, Captive Sun to try and pull him in. Beat in response from Gogo. Ziad is in there. So it is a one-way trip for him at the end of that Terror Surge. A chance for Qadsiah. Oh, sorry, a chance for Frosttail to come back out of that one. Kill onto Lubda. Desperate for Kellex to save his KD here, but a TP out means he should be okay. Moving it forward again, Frosttail still looking for their first meter on the board. Oh, situation still looking pretty comfortable. They can take this Kitsune Rush trade, and they've got the Terror Surge or even the Bowler to throw in over the top as well. Opportunity for Frosttail on the front foot here. Checkmate has a pulse bomb. They need to keep their eyes on that. Walking round, Kitsune Rush quite early. Kellex is going to mirror it now. Majin trying to walk back. Bowler is out. Doesn't find all that much. The boot denies Checkmate that stick. Checkmate's going to keep challenging this angle, but he's half HP. No recall forced all the way out. Terror Surge to chase this one down. Damage onto Lubda. He's 1 HP, but they need more people peeking. Majin will get the job done himself. A little bit of help from Gogo. They're dealing with a Freya on the other side here. They should have the numbers to finish this one off. And I think they avoid all the trades as well. I think they know when this Tracer is too. A couple of people duking it out with Checkmate on the far, like off our screen right now, just to Majin's left. So Checkmate is behind, sneaking around as Qadsiah set up this next fight. No ults really to speak of for either team. Might even be Gogo's beat. Actually, no, sorry, it'll be the overclock that comes up first from Pack. Beat mid-fight from Gogo, but Pack was deadly with this one. And Gogo's got his eyes well and truly on this Tracer. Going to force Checkmate a little bit further back. Pack is 3% away, which means they can swing this corner with overclock in no time at all. Qadsiah, not a lot of options, but just to try and disengage it and play it slow. Pack tries to hit the 180 on the Tracer. Cannot find it. They have space now, but they could really do with a kill. Ziad on half HP. Lubda with a flank, though. Gogo has to be careful. Gets back towards point. They've all grouped up inside. They're pushing for checkpoint. Checkmate was trying to touch. Checkpoint will go through, though. Landon, he kept pushing the flank. All the DPS are committing here. It's a 1-for-1 trade only, though. 4v4. Ult's about to come online. Gogo's so close to that beat. Keo has the Bowler as well. Getting pocketed by his Kiri. It's a 2-person beat from Gogo. It's not great. Is it enough? Can they find kills? Bowler comes out onto Checkmate. Now finish that kill off. Now Z has 1 HP. Suzu to try and get him out of that one from Kellex. He has the Kitsune Rush. He's going to commit it as well. Keo takes down Landon on the high ground, though. Kitsune Rush mirrored by Kiwi. They have the numbers. They have the ults to back this one up. They are going to start putting some meters on the board. 2 minutes left on the clock. Surely we're not seeing 142 meter comeback for Frosttails. They've got a Terror Surge for the next one. Ziad will have his own Terror Surge, and Landon does have his Captive Sun to partner with that. So a more powerful combo available. 1 minute, 30 seconds left on the clock. Landon walking up with this Captive Sun. Might save it for the combo. He's opened up a lot of fights. Found more value with the Captive Sun on this map compared to the New Junk City, where quite a few of those were eaten. Frosttail's happy to slow it down a little bit. Just play for Pack or Keo to maybe find an opening pick. Don't need to rush into this, really. There's a minute left on the clock, so it's quality over quantity of fights at this moment for Frosttails. Captive Sun round the corner. There's the Terror Surge. Looking for it. Does find the connect onto Kiwi. They trade one, but that's a lot of people dead. And actually, Frosttails, they've just chosen to tank for combo. So, we talked about quality and quantity. That was obviously a very low quality fight in terms of not investing any ults to respond. But it has bled a powerful combo out of Qadsiah. So there is still a chance. Keo has to be careful here. Gets the mini. Is he stuck super deep behind, actually? He sure is. Checkmate wants to take this duel. Trying to dance around these bolts. Flying for the health pack. 1 HP. Keo in the sky. So low. Checkmate with the late kill. But Pat's traded that one back off screen, back in main. So it's still 4v4. Gogo's gonna die. Imagine... Burning 30 seconds, and Ziad is still harassing the backline here. Imagine has a decision to make. Does he help his backline, or does he push forward? He goes to help the backline, but Ziad's got a kill. They might be able to trade this one. TP in, and the backup is there. Even though they lose Ziad, they trade the kills out. We're into the final 15 seconds. They have all the ults finally, Frosttails. But can they get the fight? The payload, the robot is moving forward. Lubta has the bowler. They're trying to make the touch difficult, but Gogo's there. He's there maybe a little bit early, so he's going to die for it. Pack with the overclock here, so they can extend the touch. But remember, they need to stay on the robot. Walking forward, player down. There are players behind as well. Lubta is flanking. Do they know about this? Here it comes. Bowler comes out. Avoided, though, by Pack as he slides away. TP forward from Kiwi. They keep walking forward. Remember, they have to stay on the robot. But Pack's not going to make it all the way. They have to continue. Need his Qadsiah rush sooner rather than later. It comes out, but oh, too little, too late. No value out of any of these ultimates. Magin needs the world's biggest terror surge. He's going to pop it. He's 1 HP. He can't find any kills with it. And now Qadsiah will close it out. Deny the comeback there. Frosttails made a bit of a game of it at the end, but 142 meters is a hell of a deficit to come back from. And now Qadsiah take it. Ooh. Alright, so hopefully... Oh, wait, hold on. Let's see. Toby, I'm gonna send you a message. It's for the TM game. Do I just prefer the Asia overlay? No, I 100% forgot, Panda. We'll swap to EMEA for the last game out of respect. Can we get Alcad map 2? Yeah, we definitely can. Yeah, face it bugged for this one as well. I've just DM'd you the TM screenshot. For their map 3. You're 11th in fantasy, are you, Buggy Wes? Go off, mate. Alright, so this was actually... It says map 2, but it's actually map 3. So map 3 has come through fine. Ziad is going to drop another 6.5 points there. A single point only for Kellex. Oh, sorry, for Checkmate. 6 for Landon. 3.5 for Kellex. 2 only for Lubta here. So, kind of low scoring from a few of... from the Alcad DPS in that. Imagine Keo Pack. It's minuses across the board. Kiwi only with a minus 0.5, so the least bad of all of them. Yeah, I was expecting more from Lubta. What was he? 20 limbs, 6 deaths. Yeah, it's possible. I'm speaking big picture here, not from this season, that we maybe need to tweak the scoring a little bit, so it's less, you know, like, just higher scores, right? But, I mean, it's all scored evenly, at least. So it's all fair, even if the numbers don't feel as rewarding as maybe they should do. But either way, Ziad's still scoring very well amongst all of this. Never investing in flex DPS. Why? There's been a big... The problem is we've seen so much... How much Sim was Checkmate on, right? We saw a little bit of the same with Yubi, where even though he seemed to be playing very well and his team was doing quite well... they weren't getting as many points.
Next bet because I feel like gambling today. If VP 3-0 gang, another 20 gifted.
Alright, Creed. A gambling man. I can get behind it. Thank you very much for the 5. If VP 3-0 Genji, another 20 gifted. Alright, money man. This one I've got more confidence in. I mean, oh, that New Junk City was so close. Oh, we're going to get it again.
Next bet because I feel like gambling today. If VP 3-0 gang, another 20 gifted.
Ah. Thanks again. How has Lubta on Freya so far? Yeah, felt okay. Nothing to write home about from that one. Won a few duels, lost a few duels, which seems a bit par for the course. A bit par for the course is in terms of how the Freya duels go, you know? They're pretty volatile because the damage is so high. But yeah, looked fine on it. I guess the thing to factor in when I say he looked fine on it, you have to remember most of the time when we watch Libra on Sojin, we're kind of like, this guy might be the best in the world. So we're not really in the realms of that at all. But I feel like, you know, we're very early into the new hero here. So the Freya power rankings are up and down, up and down. Ziad is player of the match. Wait, did they say Ziad was player of the match, or are you saying Ziad's player of the match? It's probably fair either way, right? I think I'd give it the same. They said? Okay, yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable. Ziad is player of the season for my fantasy team. Yeah, I mean, he's doing well. Why are we dinging? Oh. They should give player of the match to whoever gets more fantasy points. I did toy with the idea. And this is maybe an idea we can keep in mind for the future. So in something like FPL, so the Premier League version of fantasy, like for football fantasy, they have a bonus point system. So based on stats, they give like 3 bonus points for the best performer, 2 for the second, 1 for the third highest. Obviously, it's 11v11 in those games. But I was thinking about that because we had captain. Because the thing with captaincy is I think it's too powerful. Like, because if it doubles for scores. So maybe there's a version that is like a 1.5 multiplier or something on captaincy, which feels a bit nicer. And then maybe with bonus points, maybe we just give like, I don't know what you would even give, like maybe a +3 if you get player of the match or something. Like just 3 straight points. Yeah, just thinking out loud. We're not going to change any of the scoring or anything like that sort of partway through the stage, but just thinking out loud for the future. How big are roles positions in FPL for point disparity? So the way they do it in FPL is, so you have goalkeepers. Wait, my pen's pretty small. So you have goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, and strikers. You get points for goals, clean sheets, and minutes played. So if you play the full match or plus 60 minutes, you get nice D. Not the first time I've heard that. So goalkeepers can get points for clean sheets, and so can defenders, so they get like +4 for that. Defenders get +4 for that as well. Midfielders get +1 for clean sheets. I'll put CS up here. Strikers get 0 points. So, and then for goals, the opposite is true. So strikers are expected to score more goals than midfielders, who are expected to score more goals from defenders, that are certainly expected to score more goals than goalkeepers. So I forget the exact scoring for goals. But it's something like, do strikers get 5? Is it strikers get 4 points, midfielders get 5, and defenders get 6? Is it something like this? Yeah, I think it's that. Yeah, Ash is saying, okay, 6, 5, 4. I guess goalkeepers, it never happens, but I guess goalkeepers would be on a 6. Is it 10? Is it actually 10 for goalies? I don't know if I remember a case of it ever happening, actually, right? We've seen goalkeepers get a few assists and stuff. Because I think assists is just a flat 3 as well, right? I think if assists is 3 across the board. Allison West Brom. Yeah, I'm not sure I played fantasy that season. I mean, yeah, it's happened where goalkeepers have scored, but yeah, I can't remember if I played fantasy. And now explain that again in NFL American football terms. I've never played NFL fantasy, so I don't know. Don't know exactly how it works. So they have some kind of scaling, but I don't know if we need that in Overwatch, really. It's pretty important since you can customize your team's roles more in our fantasy with fixed and 2-2-1. But in FPL, you can choose between 5 defenders. Yeah, that's true, yeah. Like in FPL as well, you sign a, what would be, 15-person roster. So you sign 15 players, and each week you choose which 11 are your starters. And then you have like some bench players as well to rotate them in and out. But I don't know if that feels like it's a lot for this. It's a lot for Overwatch when it's only like 5 players, you know? And like squad rotation isn't that big a deal in Overwatch, right? You know, like people just play. people don't get injured really in anywhere near as consistent. So there's like less reason for that. What is on the screen? It was scoring for how FPL scoring for Fantasy Premier League works in football. Wait, can I bring it back?
Once more, it's Qadsiah, everyone's favorite.
It's
How you
Rack?
doing? Great to have you back.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Ask him about the game he
I'm
lost.
fantastic. Thank you so much for asking.
Ask him about the game he
What you
lost.
got in the back? You gotta. What are you doing?
And then ask him about how much Genji you're going to lose by today.
Yeah, no, I just got this
Just
for
see
like
tigers
sitting down.
everywhere.
I don't know. It's like a little back brace.
Oh, is it like a
My
posture
back.
thing?
And a tiger.
Ah,
Of course, I got the generating back here too.
that's
Why are they
right.
both in bed with him? You know? Like, why are they under the... Like, they're
assume
tucked into the
absolutely
covers.
No bias when I'm asking you about our upcoming match. Then, give us your thoughts here on both of the.
I'm not
two.
saying anything, I'm
Because
just
quite
asking a
frankly,
question, you know? Just
I
asking
mean,
a question.
VP, they somehow managed to get the victory, but they played it close and not the start that they hoped to have in stage 2. And then Genji, yeah.
Not great
Leave that one
start.
up to you. Not
gonna say.
great.
Not a
We
great
wanted to
start.
have a little disappointed, perhaps. What are your thoughts?
So my thoughts with like Genji, I know that there was external circumstances that we actually didn't like have Who Are You for the first round, and then I think that kind of just like spiraled down for the first thing. Not to full cope or anything, but that's one thing. But I do think like VP is a very strong roster. I put Shockwave on my fantasy team. Maybe he disappointed me a little bit with the points, but they ended up still getting a win.
Nikki called out.
Yeah. I took him out, so I put Who Are You on for him, so hopefully we get a win.
It does hit a little diff when you can't play the first map. You get subbed in for the second, and your Genji gets instantly banned. It's like, oh.
Yeah, no, that's what
Not ideal.
I was.
That's rough.
We were wondering about it because we didn't expect him for the second one either, right? Since he was not on for the first one, then he came in.
What actually
Like,
happened with
what
Who
is
Are You last
happening?
week? Did we get like the inside
that
scoop?
match in itself was a whole
Why
thing with
was
the bans,
why was he
etc.
not there?
New week, new me. They can redeem themselves. Both of these teams can show up and pop off in week 2. But before we let them have that opportunity, we want to play a little game with you, Mr. Qadsiah. We're going to call it Duo Draft.
He
or
shat
Draft.
himself
So we're
before the
going to show
match.
you 3 players on the screen and you have to decide
At the
which player you
Genji
would like to
facility
duo
in
with for
Riyadh.
So it's a bit of a commitment.
If you go into the
Which one you
bathroom
would
there,
draft to play
there are
just
some
single player,
curtains with a
which
hole
one you
cut
just
out.
Drop off your roster.
And a
drop off your
used
friends,
pair of
or
scissors on Who Are You's
you
desk.
just avoid, straight up avoid them.
All right.
That's right. Okay, let's get started with this first group. We have 4 groups overall. Okay, Fanyastro, Kai, Kester. Who you duo, who you draft, who you drop.
Oh, I'd say.
Apparently
it's a
ill,
hard
but then he
one.
magically
I like all of
recovered
them,
as they
but,
were shit without him, so I don't know.
As I've played with 2
Yeah,
of them, I
it
would
seems really hard to
drop
buy into the
Astro
idea
due to
that he was
like,
sick for
similar
map
hero
1,
pools.
but not map 2 and 3.
I'd
Very diplomatic.
Who's his doctor?
I draft Kai. He's a lot of fun. And then I duo Kev because I had a lot of fun with him and he taught me a lot when I played with Ents.
Okay, so Kester is your long-term commitment.
I can't believe he dropped Daniel.
You can get on board with that. Next group, who we got to duo, draft, and drop. Seeker, Sugar-Free, and Zero.
My hero put overlap now,
Ooh.
buddy.
Draft
No more-
Sugar-Free,
Okay.
You
Duo
just-
Zero.
I duo with Zero because he goes to the same school. We played with each other a little bit.
That's what I'm saying, Rack.
Ooh. Between the other 2, maybe I think I'd duo Seeker then drop, or I'd draft Seeker then drop Sugar Free, I think.
Outrageous
Maybe
from
I'll
Rack.
Why are we dropping Sugar-Free?
Absolutely outrageous from
I
Rack.
don't know. I mean, I've just.
Start some beef.
I feel like.
All right, I'll say it.
No,
I'll
no
say it
beef
because
at
we're all
all.
thinking
I
it.
think I've played
Racially
with Seeker
motivated.
more, or just no beef at all. I think they're really great. This is a really hard choice for me.
I'm glad we don't have to
Mr.
answer this.
Worldwide. He may not even be available. To
He might be in Tokyo when you need him to climb
He
rank.
probably
so-
is.
He wasn't even available to duo.
It's always look. You'll learn this in life at one point or another,
Lip, proper.
but it's always the nice guys you gotta watch out for. It's always the nice guys you gotta watch out for.
I think I'd draft Lip, duo Proper, and then drop Stalker. I hung out with Proper a little bit, so he was a fun guy over in Sheffield.
So me?
Boot camp.
Exactly.
It was a lot of fun. We were just like walking around.
One of my worst
You
self-reports.
guys shared the facility, right?
Yeah, we shared. So it was NRG and Falcons. We were both in like the same facility. It was really fun because like
That's cool.
some of the, I think we had Majid, and it was like his first time seeing snow in like Sheffield, and it was like
That's
like
crazy.
PG.
Atticus Salmon says in YouTube chat, so much hate in this chat. Can we go back to the days of boosting and kissing?
Bro.
Yeah, bro. You know
When were the kissing years?
There's wrong.
I remember all the
Oh,
boosts,
this is a
but when
tough
were we
one.
kissing?
Oh.
LeBron in YouTube chat is now kissing Atticus.
We have some
I'll
good
go-
times on Plot Chat. Think about
Sucks.
Mitch. He doesn't talk about.
Actually, true. Mitch is already a homie, is he?
He's too elitist.
When we boosted and kissed.
I'll go with Duo Matt. Sorry, Mitch. I'm gonna drop you, and then I'll draft Sobe. I'm sorry.
buddy, the mountains have long memories, buddy. That's all I'll tell you.
No, don't hold it against me, please.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah. That's fine, bro.
That's the hottest take I've had.
That's
heard
crazy,
on-
bro.
That's
Yeah.
actually a crazy.
At some point, Kiss went straight to Impreg.
It's not about
that is
consistency or reliability or trust or being able to
That was-
understand what you're saying.
What is that? What is that, Sunku?
You know what? It makes sense since you are streaming a lot. So if you're streaming,
Sum up
other
chat
people
in
find
one-
time to
in
plug
one
your stream,
image.
even though Mitch and I are not really part of it.
Just rack attack on everything. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. I'll be live all the time. Playing in the Pacific OWCS as well.
Oh,
if
they
you're
didn't ask him
really
about
into
his
it,
loss.
Or you like watching that over there, you can
Well,
see
for
it.
you, we get up early. That's right. Also, on top, of course, of your co-streaming, you will also be in the Stadium Showdown next Saturday at DreamHack.
Toby,
Dallas.
I'm sending
So
you
good
another
luck,
picture.
With that.
Or
Make
map
sure to
2 from
catch him there
Alcad.
if you're heading over to
Wait, I need
Dallas.
more
They're
water.
available now,
Do I
so
get a
just
snack
pick
as
yours
well?
up
Is it
before
too
they're
early
sold
for a
out.
snack?
Ragadak, thank you so much for joining
It's 12
us
past 8.
for yet another.
We have 3 games
fun
left.
little chat.
The games are going
Coming
quite
up
quickly.
Next is, of course, our last EMEA match of the day.
Yeah, right. Popple
Gen
says
Z
too early for a
versus
snack. Now, Popple said
Who
yes,
are you
and
being starting five
much
for
like the
20?
weakest
How
link,
to
I
make
have to
plans
accept the
work in
first
your
answer.
favor? Have
So
you
let me
been
go grab
broken up
no
after
snack,
getting the dub last
and
week? Well, we'll find out all this and more in another
then we'll
episode
start.
of Good Teams Doing Bad Things featuring Mitch and Match.
Yeah, staying up for NA. Get a beer. We can't drink on the Saturday. If we're drinking anywhere, it's a bloody Sunday, surely. All right, be right back, guys, and we'll lock in for this next one. Oh, it's going to start quickly.